I'm back. As you can see, I'm getting better still. I've been off the air a little while because I've had a lot of things to do, hospital tests and all sorts of other things and whatnot. Turns out I've got diverticulitis, which is a problem with the sigmoid intestine. Don't know what they're going to do about it yet. So that's something that will be ongoing. So I'm just making videos as and when I can. As you have seen from the new title sequence, you probably guessed that I've got some new bikes. Well, obviously you knew about the Forza from my last video. But the other one I've got is a new CL500 by Honda. Marvellous machine it is. This is going to be my naughty boy bike, as Tane would have it. It's absolutely perfect for getting around the country lanes, and of course I've got the Forza, which is my workhorse. So anyway, so those are the two bikes I'm going forward with. Both Hondas, because I'm not one make channel anyway, but I like Hondas. This is number 26 and number 27. And I don't despair, there will be other projects. I haven't given up on Royal Enfields or anything like that, nothing that drastic. I am actually planning another Royal Enfield project later in the year, which obviously I'm keeping under my hat for the time being, so just have to be patient. Anyway, what else has been going on? Well, I've had another ride out on the Forza. When I was able to. I was about 90% well that particular day, and the weather was about 90%. Now, one of the reasons I haven't done ride-out videos at the moment is I have to take my chance as to when I feel up and able to ride. And the other thing is, of course, with it being a new bike, and I've only put about 100 miles on it since I've had it, I'm still sort of learning the bike, getting used to it. There's some differences between this and the previous Forza I had, and some rather surprising ones actually. But suffice to say, it's not only met my expectations, it's actually exceeded them. One thing I am having a little bit of an issue with, which I can fix later on, is that I'm finding it's an inch higher than the previous one. Which, while it doesn't stop me riding it, I'd be a bit more comfortable if the seat was an inch lower. Now, there are ways of achieving this. One is a suspension lowering kit that's available, which may be something I do, in which case that will be useful for another video. Or it may just be a case of knocking back the preload. I've got to do the preload on both these bikes because I only weigh in at 70 to 72 kilograms because I fluctuate a little bit with my health and whatnot. But I'm not a heavy person anyway, and pretty much any bike straight out of the crate, I generally find they've set the showroom set on the suspension is usually wrong. There's usually way too much preload, and it also raises the height of the seat as well, which of course I don't need. So that's going to be something for me to look into and to sort out. So that's another job for another day. Obviously, similar deal on the CL500. It's still got its factory setting on its rear suspension. I just haven't got round to it yet. It's not actually on the road yet because, well, you see, when I bought that, I've basically used up my toy box fund for the moment, so I'm in saving mode again. Excuse me, frog in my throat again. And so I'll wait until payday, and then I'll be able to put it on the insurance and tax it, and then I'll be able to get a ride out on it. But at the moment, as I say, I'm concentrating on the Forza because, well, it's already on the road, and it's a nice machine to ride. I mean, and then getting back to what I discovered on the rides I've done so far. First of all, they'd said it had about 12% more power than the previous 300 engine, and they weren't kidding. I was out there. I was out last week having a ride out. I was going up the A road. I thought I'll give it some A road and see what she's like on there. And I was overtaking something. I was just dawdling about, and when I looked down at my speedometer, expecting to see 70 mile an hour, I was actually up to 80 mile an hour, which was, well, a little bit of a shock. It was a pleasant shock, but you know what I mean. It was doing 10 mile an hour more than the previous model for the same revs. So they have improved the engine, and in particular I've found that they've really improved the constantly variable transmission. Whereas on the old model you used to get a slight feeling of what felt like, it used to feel like clutch slip. It wasn't actually anything wrong with it, it just used to take a little while for the CVT to get into its stride. So the bike would feel like it had a bit of, clutch slip, which was normal. But we're talking about a machine from 10 years ago now. And of course the new version, the 2024 engine is, well, they brought the new engine out last year, was it? Anyway, it's an all new engine, basically. Single cylinder, water cooled, CVT, 4-valve head. It's absolutely stupendous. This thing, like the previous model, this thing punches above its weight. It performs like 500. I'm told it's got 93 mile an hour top speed. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I have heard tell of people who've actually taken it up to that speed. So on a racetrack and the autobahn and whatnot. If you believe that, you'll believe any. But the thing is that I can't quite believe that it'll do that. I mean, it just effortlessly gets up to motorway speed, no problem at all. From the standstill, it pulls nicely. You don't have the sensation of slip at all. It's just there. You just open the throttle, the transmission's there. They've improved the transmissions, noticeably. I mean, having spent, 8 years of ownership of the previous, the Forza 300, a lot of the changes they've made is for the better. As I said, they put an extended mudguard on the front, which you can't tell when it's sort of turned the other way when you're riding it. But obviously that keeps all the crud out of the radiator, which I suspect was a common complaint on the previous models. Access to the fuel filler and everything is just the same as it always was. It's still supremely comfortable. I do find this seat a little bit harder than the previous one. It might be I'm just getting a bony bum, I'm not sure. But I would suspect that it will bed in a little bit with a few more miles. You've got to remember this is basically a brand new bike, so it's not got the miles and the wear and tear on it. As you can see, I've collected a few bug splats along the way, which is exactly what it's supposed to do, I suppose. So, I've been out bug collecting, and, it's been a marvellous machine. It's absolutely lovely. I love the wheels, the sort of gold, gold bronze, I'm not sure what the colour is. Sort of a goldy colour, sort of powder coat. It's quite nice. I like that, and I like the general shape of it as well, the styling. I do like modern bikes as well as retros, so it's a nice machine, and it's commensurate with the price you'll pay for it. It's a premium price on one of these, but it's also a premium bike, and it's it is what it is. It depends what you value and what you want to do. And I mean, there's nothing, being the sort of Honda, there's nothing flimsy about it. It's solid enough and whatnot, and I like it and I enjoy riding it. And it handles like a motorcycle generally, because obviously it's got You know, like previous ones, it's got bigger wheels than traditional scooter. You know, they work all right. It's got Michelin City Grip 2 tyres on, which perform very well. I haven't done them in the wet yet, of course. I'll find that out at a later time, probably, you know, when it is wet one of these days and they go out. But, you know, Michelin tyres are generally pretty good anyway. I've got nothing against tyres, as long as they do the job. That's all you got to worry about, really. It don't really matter what. I know people get so tied up with brands and whatnot. And I know some people, they sometimes get preconceived ideas at times. I just do tyres on the merit. If they work, then fine. And if I need them again, you know, when I wear a set out, I'll just have the same put on again if they've done the job. You know, I'm not a race rider, you know, I don't race around anymore. As long as the darn things do what they're supposed to do along the B roads and A roads, I'm quite happy. The only additional thing that this machine's got to do is take my good lady on the back so we can do a little bit of light touring, which means she ain't got to drive. So she is looking forward to getting on this once I'm used to it. Again, that's something I ain't done yet, not until I'm sort of used to it. And also, I'm still having one or two health issues that's not allowing me to ride all the time. Not least of which is the prodding about I get at the hospital. That can be quite uncomfortable, and that can leave me uncomfortable or a bit torpid for a couple of days, because obviously they have to give me, you know, sort of pain relief and that sort of thing, and I have to get that out of my system as well. So, you know, as far as the channel output is concerned, you just got to have to bear with me a bit longer. Sorry about that. But, you know, safety first. But, you know, just because I've been slowed down a bit, I haven't stopped. Anyway, what else has been going on? Well, the additional things I want to do with the Forza, I've been looking at the Carpuride 5-inch. That's the repeater screen for an iPhone or Android phone, whatever. I've got iPhone. I'm thinking about one of them to go on the Forza. And finding suitable mountings is turning out. I mean, the other one I was looking at is the Chiggy AIO5, which is a similar sort of thing. Now, I don't know which one is the best. I've seen videos about both. Now, perhaps, excuse me again, it's frog and fruit. Now, perhaps any of you who use those out there, perhaps you can leave a comment downstairs in the comments and tell me which one you have and why you chose it and whatnot. And hopefully that'll help me make some choices as far as that goes. So anyway, that's the Forza. So those are the possibilities I'm looking at. Now, the other one, of course, is the CL500. Now, the CL500, beautiful machine. It was another one I got from my local dealer. And I got it off their demo fleet. I only had 800 mile on it, so it's virtually a new motorbike. I paid cash for it, so it's all mine. I'm looking forward to it. I love that blue. The camera doesn't really do it justice. That's a beautiful metallic. They call it Candy Caribbean Blue. And that's nice. They do have other colours. They did a nice orange one. But this was, obviously, because it's come off the demo fleet, I had to take the colour they had. But it's quite nice. Now, some people don't like the exhaust. I don't mind it so much. Some people think the exhaust is awful, but I quite like it. But that's just me. But, you know, the build quality on this bike was absolutely superb, which is what I expect from Honda anyway. And that was just the right size. It's going to do exactly what I wanted to do, which is to ride round the back roads, B roads, over the bouncy potholes and everything and whatnot. And so it's got a slightly more compliant suspension, which I do need at my age. And that'll do motorway and all, if I wanted to. So, you know, so I've got a couple of all-round machines that have got to do the job I want them to do. So, you know, it's as good a reason as any to have them. So anyway, what we've basically got is a Workhorse and a naughty boy bike, which will keep me amused for day to day. And they're separate from, you know, any other projects I have. As I say, I've got some other projects in mind. One's a Royal Enfield and there's another one that ain't. And I ain't got to tell you yet what those are, but they'll be coming up later in the year. So all will be revealed when I get a chance. Or when they come to fruition, I should say. But I'm working on them, so there'll be plenty of all sort of different stuff to come. I know I haven't done much in the Whale Railway just lately, but to be perfectly honest, really at the time, it's been really hot in the conservatory, so the number of days I can actually do anything in there is limited. I'm really sort of have to talk to the wife and try and talk her into letting me move the model railway hobby somewhere else, because it is too hot. It may be that I'll have to reorganise the garage a little bit and have the model railway in here with me and with the bikes. I'm not sure at the moment. As you can see up the back, there's still a whole bunch of stuff that's got to be sorted out. You know, so there's another third of the space of the garage to sort out. This was my third attempt at making a video, and that was because it's been getting so hot that my camera's been overheating and shutting down, which is really annoying. Anyway, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to David J. Of the Wire Valley Biker channel, because his films of his CL500 were what made me choose to get mine as my Naughty Boys bike. And I'd also like to thank Andy at Norfolk GT 350 Rider channel for putting me on the DJI radio microphone, because that's made things a lot easier for me as well. So anyway, as I always sign off, keep both hands on the handlebars unless you're giving hand signals. Keep both wheels on the tarmac unless you're going off-roading, and above all, be kind to one another, and I'll catch you on the next one.